Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is Joanna, the Medium channel, and I'm Joanna. I am your medium and also an intuitive coach. These are going to be your general messages for September 2017. Few things before we go into your reading. First and foremost, thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who have been my loyal viewers, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you so much for purchasing your private sessions. I can't thank you enough. And I do what I do because I love helping all of you. So thank you so much. For those of you who are new, I hope that you find what you like here. Perhaps you were guided by a fluke to come to this channel, and hopefully the messages that you hear will resonate with you on some level. Because these messages are general, they will not resonate with all of you. And sometimes they will not resonate with you at all. Sometimes certain parts will resonate with you, and sometimes the whole message will resonate with you. And from my experience over the last almost 2 years of doing these videos, what I'm getting from you is that they're substantially turn out to be quite personal for you, and I love hearing that. But if you want a private session, of course, that information is down below for you. And for those of you who are getting back to me and asking me questions pertaining to the general message readings, I cannot get back to you and I cannot answer your questions because these are general. So it's impossible for me to tune in to every single individual. And even if someone does connect with me and ask me a question about a video or message in a video, it's impossible for me to get that information. Also, for information or for videos that are long term, you can of course go to my Vimeo On Demand page, where I have videos from July until the end of this year posted. That information is also down below for you. Also, on Monday, September the 4th, on my show, radio show, I will be interviewed by my beautiful friend Stephanie. She was on the show previously, and she's going to throw questions my way. I have no idea what they are. This is a complete surprise for me as far as what the content of her questions are. So stay tuned. This is going to be an exciting show because I have absolutely nothing as far as prep time. It's just going to be what it's going to be. So tune in. And for those of you who can't tune in, that show will be posted. I will post it on this channel, so it will be available for you to listen down the road. The information on the show, if you want to listen to it live, is also down below. And if you want to book a private session, there is a icon that will appear to you right there at the top, or there's information regarding my booking or the way to book appointments. Also, that information is down below for you. And you can see the name at the bottom of the screen, joannathemedium.com. You can go into my website or to my website and contact me from there. And last but not least, I am expanding, I am changing. Spirit is pushing me in a new direction, a more expanded direction. So over the next few months, you will see a lot of changes to my site, a lot of changes to the way I work, huge additions that will benefit you. So over the next few weeks, I will post a video on what those changes will be. And it's exciting for me because it's going to be offering a lot more services for you. So stay tuned. And I think that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for liking, sharing, for subscribing. I hope you like these videos, and let's go on and start your reading for September. Stay tuned. Hello, beautiful Cancers. This is going to be your reading for the month of September, and I have to say, I love the energy of this reading, and not every reading had great energy. Not that they're bad, but there's something about this reading that makes me want to scream for joy. So one of the things that I kept seeing when I was connecting with you, I kept seeing a sign for victory. I kept seeing and hearing you overcoming hurdles and battles. So for some of you, there's a very freeing component to this. I see an image of you standing at the top of the mountain and saying, yes, I'm done with this. I've gone through this. I'm at the end of this. And this represents you coming out of a challenge of some sort in a way that is, in most cases, very satisfying to you. Whatever the challenge was challenging for you. So for most of you, this is going to be something that was a hurdle you had to overcome, whether it was a health connected situation challenge, relationship, work, it doesn't matter. It was a challenge, and for some of you it still is, and it's going to feel like in the month of September and for part of October, it's going to feel like you are breaking free or breaking away from something that has had you trapped, caged, fenced in, stuck. That is the feeling I get. I actually felt, and I wrote, overcoming hurdles and battles and freeing themselves from an entrapment. So some of you may have been dealing with a legal case for quite some time, and it's coming to an end in a way that is going to be satisfying for you, for the most part, or for most of you, it's going to be satisfying. There is a conclusion of something for many of you that is going to transpire in the month of September and a little bit of October. So whenever I do a reading for a particular month, the energy doesn't stop at the end of the month. It's very fluid. And I see that it spills over to the month of October. So just keep in mind that if you don't get it in the month of September, know that it may actually go over to the beginning of October a little bit. And I'm actually seeing the number 12, so maybe to the 12th of October. Point is, there is very much a sense of feeling of freedom and also the ability to choose. And the word ability is being underlined. So for some of you, because you felt trapped or because you felt stuck, you may not have had ability to choose, or you may felt like you didn't have the ability to choose. And whatever you are coming out of, or whatever you are releasing yourself from, is going to make you feel like you are at the top of a mountain. So there's very much a freedom, sense of freedom with this. I also see this, I'm done. So this is about you choosing to end a situation that has been going on for quite some time. And for some of you, it's choosing to think differently, and therefore it will transpire as a physical culmination of your reality, or as evidence. So that's what I kept seeing. The number 9 is being shown to me. Yes, 9 is a number of September, or for the month of September. But culminations is what I hear. So many of you will be wrapping things up. And some of you are coming out of, okay, this is really completely off the rails, but I just heard coming out of a coma. So maybe there is someone out there who is in a coma. I hope not. This is not a prediction. This is something that is. And they're going to come out from a coma in the month of September. Or the other way to interpret this message is maybe you have felt like you were in a coma and you're going to be coming out of it, seeing the light of day for the first time in a very long time. This is also a feeling of coming out of depression, or feeling like you are coming out of suppressed environment or depressed environment, depressed emotions. And there is very much a sense of freedom with this. So the cards that I have are actually beautiful. One of the first cards you have is the 7 of Swords in reverse. And the 7 of Swords in reverse is about release. It's about breaking free from something. So that is actually a huge confirmation because I got the messages way before I did the cards. And the next card you have is the card of light, or the sun. So this is vitality, this is a renewal, this is reaching for the stars, this is brightness, this is a sense of upliftment, freedom. So fantastic cards. When I add them together, 19 and 7 connects 26. 2 and 6 is 8, and he's asking me to add these numbers. 8 is number of empowerment, and 8 is number of strength. 8 is number of stability, abundance. Overall, it's a very prosperous number in numerology. Number 8 I really connect with because it's strong, and many people connect with number 8. So the fact that he asked me to add these numbers, and this is the first time in September's reading that he's asking me to add the numbers, it also tells me that there is a significant message with the number 8. Some of you may connect with the number 8. Some of you may be on a life path 8. Some of you may have connection to the number 8, which is August. I know that's not when your birthday is, but there's something with the number 8. Also, the other side of the number 8 is the sign of infinity, and I see someone having a necklace with the sign of infinity on it. So the month of September feels very powerful, feels very strong. It also feels very logical, the ability to think clearly. It's a fundamentally very strong month for most of you. The next card you have is the card of blessed. And this is Colette Baron Reed. That's her cards. So if you can't see it very clearly, beautiful card. I love the colors. I love the ambience of the feel of the card. The fact that it's mostly purple and pink signifies to me there is a lot of high vibration around you, or the month is very... The month has the month, how do I say it to them? Thank you. It's a heartfelt month. Okay. And because the card says blessed, to me, when I look at this card without even looking at Colette's interpretation of it, I hear the words expect miracles. So this is very much a card, a message of knowing that you are in a time of your life where you can expect good things to come to you and happen to you. Regardless of what has happened in the past, regardless of what has transpired before, regardless of the challenges you may have had, this is a time to reap the rewards of your hard work. And whether it is health, whether it is relationship, whether it is work, whatever it is, it's going to feel very significant to you. Also, what I'm being shown is the month of September will need, what's required of you is a lot of grounding, because I feel many of you will feel like you are not grounded. I feel like I'm walking on air. And when we do that for a prolonged period of time, we can feel very, well, ungrounded, which is not very conducive to stable environment and feeling stable. So if you have moments in month of September, a little bit of October, where you feel like you are not grounded, it's a good time for you to ground. How do you ground? There's a gazillion ways. Doing anything physical that makes you happy, dancing, stomping, exercising, eating can also be very grounding, although always watch if you don't overeat, that you don't overeat, because then it becomes destabilizing. So anything drummy, anything carrying stones, crystals, I mean, I have them all over the place. Anything you can use. They're asking me to say amethyst. So I don't know if amethyst is not traditionally used for grounding, which is very interesting, but they're asking me to say the stone amethyst. So some of you may want to carry an amethyst. Some of you may have an amethyst in your jewelry. So wear an amethyst, and that's also very high vibrating color to the 7th chakra. So yeah, see if that makes sense to you. Black onyx, black tourmaline. I'm not too versed when it comes to crystals. I mean, I know the basic stuff, but I by no means am an expert in it. Not even close. But that's tiger's eye. He's showing me tiger's eye for some reason. It can be very grounding, apparently. So anything that you can do in the month of September to ground would be very beneficial. But I hear expect miracles. So for those of you who have been dealing with something for quite some time, and you're like, oh, when is this going to end? I wouldn't be surprised if most of you in the month of September receive good news about something. And this is long-awaited news. For some of you, I want to say congratulations. This could be congratulations about anything, really. Getting on your job, getting a clean bill of health, getting engaged, getting married, getting a new proposal on something, meeting somebody, anything. I feel like I want to say congratulations to you. I'm also seeing a car. Some of you may be in the space of wanting to purchase a new car. And that's coming up as well for some of you. So a lot of heartfelt energy, a lot of high vibrating energy. It's so high, in fact, that it may leave you a little bit out there. And so ground yourself just to make sure that you remain. You always want to make sure that your one foot is in the spiritual and the other foot is in the physical, because that brings balance. And I understand you can't always be balanced 100% of the time, but if overall in your life you can achieve some balance, then that's fantastic. The next card you have is the Ganesha cards, and it's childlike expression. This is all about you tuning into your inner child, you tuning into the aspect of you that goes beyond the logic and logical understanding. This is about you tapping into your inner knowing and your inner desires in order to hear your inner voice. Very much like a child. When a child is young, child is full of wonder and exploring. Everything is new and exciting. That kind of energy is a magnet for manifestation because it is filled with zero expectations other than wonder. So it is also a message about a prayer. So whatever you do to pray, whether it's the traditional way of praying, whether it's talking like I talk, whether it's some ritual that you do, whether it's you light candles or go to temple or church, whatever you term as praying to you, it's about you connecting with the spiritual aspect of you in order to understand yourself better. I feel that many of you, whenever I talk to spirit, I have this itchy nose, and I know some of you have said that that's quite normal. It drives me nuts. Sorry. Many of you are going through changes, and these are positive changes. And I feel that because you're going through an energy of shift, and there will be possibilities available to you, you want to make sure that you are in tune with yourself so that you truly know who you are and therefore what you're desiring to accomplish or to manifest. So very much childlike, childlike expression is the innocence of a child. And when we get older, we through our experiences, we lose our innocence. And yes, it's part of needing to be an adult, but it's also, it's sad because when we lose that innocence, we lose the everyday excitement about the littlest things in our life. And when we are full of excitement, or when we are full of wonder, we will attract like vibrating situations. So this is about, and that's very consistent with this, expect miracles. Kids are always full of, what's next? And, until they experience a situation that tells them, I gotta close off, they're always very open. And openness is key to receiving. The next card you have is a card of empowerment. So this is all about your own power. This is all about your solar plexus. Notice all the yellow, which is your solar plexus, which is where the abdominal area is. So right away, for some of you, you may be experiencing some digestive issues. That may be something that has been long-standing with you, or you may be noticing some digestive issues over the next little while. So for some of you, I'm supposed to say, please pay attention to spicy foods, and that's pretty standard. And I'm hearing the name Joe, Joseph, Josephine, Joe. So if your name starts with Joe, and you have some challenges with digestive issues, you might want to pay attention to spices. Okay, so that's very random. The message about this card is about your empowerment, empowering yourself. It talks about the need for you to stop being so critical and judgmental of yourself. And that message came to somebody else, and I don't know if it was last month or this month. So check your other signs, and if it's a similar message, then it's consistent. But when we are very critical of ourselves, when we are very judgmental of ourselves, we will have a tendency to be that way with others without even consciously being aware of it. But at the end of the day, when we judge ourselves harshly, it stems from being disconnected from parts of us, but also wanting to reject parts of us. And we are all made of parts. We have the loving part, we have the part that hates, we have the part that's this unhappy, we have the part that's happy. Everything that we experience is part of who we are. It makes us who we are. When we judge harshly, when we criticize aspects of us, we are in essence rejecting those parts of us. When we reject a part of us, first of all, it's impossible to do. If you don't like your arm, you can't get rid of it. Well, most of us wouldn't. This is about you learning how to love yourself fully and unconditionally. Now, something tells me that whatever you're coming out of, whatever victory you will be experiencing, has its roots, or the situation you found yourself in has its roots in precisely that. Harsh judgment of yourself, being very critical of yourself, not thinking very much of yourself, shortchanging yourself, underselling yourself, undermining yourself, anything of that sort. If you are dealing with a situation that has been long-standing, and now you're going to finally be free of it, chances are that the reason you got in that situation in the first place, because it stems from the lack that you feel within yourself. Okay? Because always remember, the environment will always reflect back to you what you feel about yourself, albeit subconsciously. Okay? So this is about accepting yourself fully and wholly. And if there are some things you want to change about yourself, change it, but from the point of view of loving it versus changing it because you hate it, despise it, want to get rid of it, or you want to reject it. Because anytime we reject a part of us, we create a resistance. Resistance rarely creates positive outcome. Resistance makes the actual issue we're trying to get rid of even stronger. It's no different, I'm going to say this, it's no different than lifting weights at the gym. The resistance of a weight in your hand is what makes the muscle bigger and stronger. So by rejecting aspects of ourselves, we're actually creating resistance to who we are, which doesn't bring positive results. It never does. It just simply doesn't. So point is, many of you undervalue yourself, and that's why you have found yourself, some of you, in the position that you're in, that you are hopefully going to recover from in the next few weeks and a couple of months. This is also a random message. For some of you, this is interesting. I'm being shown banana and it's being pushed away from me. So I wonder if some of you have digestive upset when you eat banana. This is not going to be for a lot of you. And obviously bananas are very healthy, so I would never say don't eat it, obviously. But if some of you may have a challenge with digesting bananas, so if you've been eating bananas and things are going funny in your digestive system and you're not putting the two and two together, maybe see if that's it for you. For some of you it's spice, for some of you it's bananas. Is there anything else? Interestingly, some of you, onions. You have discomfort around digesting onions. So again, kind of look into that, okay? And I'm not talking about little upsets. I'm talking about, something that makes you feel quite uncomfortable. I'm also being shown the number 7. 7 is month of July, and I believe that's when a lot of cancers are born. But the number 7 is being shown to me. So if you were born in July or the number 7 somehow is connecting with you, I feel this message is going to be much more prominent. Keep in mind, I have no connection to anything that I'm saying. I'm just spitting out the images and words that I see. Be patient with yourself. And also for some of you, protect your money. So I want to see why the money protection. I feel like somebody's trying to grab your money. So I don't feel it's necessarily stealing per se. I feel like somebody wants your money, whether it's because they want to borrow money, they want money from you. There's something about somebody wants your money, but I don't feel it's because somebody's going to steal it. Although that is always a possibility. So the message is, watch your money in the month of September. It could also mean that you might be needing to be more mindful when it comes to spending. Okay, so if you are an overspender, watch your money in the month of September. But the message, watch your money, is there. I don't get a lot of negativity with it. It just, watch your money for whatever reason. And for those of you who are meant to hear it, when it happens, you will understand it. And I think that's all I have for you. Again, the symbol of infinity is being shown to me. So for those of you who resonate with it, or who have it, or who have a symbol of it, maybe as a tattoo, I feel this message will resonate with you more so than with others. Always remember, this is only a general reading, and you may resonate with only parts of it, and not necessarily the whole thing. I wish you a wonderful month of September. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon in October. Take care.